More than 200 salmonella-positive samples from pork entering British restaurants. Over 120 of them resistant to multiple antibiotics. That's not a dirty butcher. That's government data from major suppliers serving you right now. If you've ordered Sunday roast, grabbed a pub burger, or taken grandchildren for carvery, that meat could be attacking your gut, undermining your immune system, and building resistance to drugs you'll need when really sick. The restaurants aren't telling you. Suppliers call it a small data set, but you pay when antibiotics stop working. Today, we're exposing 6 restaurants where you should never order meat. Places you actually eat at, Sunday lunch spots, coach trip stops, pubs you visited for decades. At the end, I'll show you 2 chains you can trust, plus 3 ways to protect yourself before ordering. This is the restaurant truth they don't want you to hear. 1. Wetherspoons. Nearly 1,000 pubs across Britain. Your Sunday lunch, steak night, gammon and eggs, all at prices that seem too good to be true. During a recent investigation into meat supplier Russell Hume, inspectors found serious non-compliance with food hygiene regulations. The FSA stopped all product leaving Russell Hume. Wetherspoons had to pull rump steak, sirloin steak and gammon steak from menus nationwide. Wetherspoons called it a precautionary measure because of mislabeling, an inconvenience. What they didn't tell you, the investigation found Russell Hume was unable to demonstrate compliance with food hygiene rules. Not mislabeling, complete failure to prove their meat was safe. Russell Hume was eventually bought by Carro Foods, the same Carro whose pork samples later showed antibiotic-resistant salmonella. The same Carro supplying meat across Britain right now. When your Wetherspoons steak returned, it came from a supply chain with a history of failing hygiene inspections. They never told you. If Britain's biggest pub chain can't guarantee your Sunday roast, what about the place built on that one meal? 2. Toby Carvery. Piled high plates, Yorkshire puddings, rich gravy. The Sunday lunch destination for millions of British families. Grandparents taking grandchildren. Recently, the Toby Carvery in Worcester was handed a 1-star food hygiene rating, 1 out of 5. Major improvement necessary. The inspection followed a public complaint. Officers found serious problems with food safety management. Systems meant to ensure your meat was safe had completely broken down. The restaurant temporarily closed for essential maintenance work, but nationwide, Toby Carvery locations have appeared in filthiest pubs lists, with multiple branches failing hygiene inspections. When you queue at the Carvery counter, watching them slice your beef, you're trusting that meat has been stored safely, surfaces are clean, staff know what they're doing. At that Worcester branch, that trust was broken. If one branch had these failures, how confident are you that your local is different? 3. Harvester. The family-friendly restaurant with the salad bar and grill-cooked food. A British high street staple for decades. But Harvester has appeared repeatedly in national shame lists of Britain's filthiest pubs. Annual audits of FSA data found multiple Harvester locations with failing hygiene ratings. Recently, the Harvester Royal in Ealing was given a 2-star rating by inspectors. That's a fail. Some improvement necessary. A 2-star rating means inspectors found standards so concerning they couldn't pass. Your grilled chicken, gammon steak, burgers were prepared in conditions that raised red flags. The FSA's own research found it's twice as likely for foodborne illness outbreaks in businesses rated 0, 1 or 2 compared to those rated 3, 4 or 5. Twice as likely. When you choose Harvester, you're rolling dice with worse odds than almost any other restaurant, and inspectors are stretched thin. Over the past decade, food standards inspectors have been cut by 45%. The FSA warns staff shortages may mean important food safety issues being missed. The restaurants know the system is stretched. Some are taking advantage. 4. Premier Inn restaurants. Time. Premier Inn is everywhere. You've stayed in one, eaten breakfast, probably dinner. Their time restaurants serve thousands daily, people like you stopping for a meal before checking in. Some Premier Inn locations score well. The Hayes branch received a 5 recently. But here's what ratings don't tell you. Premier Inn restaurants are supplied through the same massive distribution networks as every other chain. They're buying from the same industrial suppliers where antibiotic-resistant bacteria have been found. When you order steak at a Premier Inn, it could easily come from supply chains that failed hygiene inspections at Russell Hume, the same networks Caro Foods operates within. The same system where 200-plus salmonella samples tested positive. A Premier Inn might have a 5-star rating today, but the meat arriving at their loading bay doesn't come with a hygiene certificate for every carcass. It comes from suppliers whose record includes contamination and antibiotic resistance. The rating tells you about the kitchen. It tells you nothing about where the meat came from. 5. Greene King pubs. Greene King is Britain's largest pub company. Over 2,700 pubs, restaurants and hotels. You've been to one, the local for millions, the place for birthday meals, Sunday lunches, catch-ups with friends. Recent investigations into Britain's filthiest pubs named multiple Greene King locations among those with failing hygiene ratings. 1 in 42 pubs nationwide failed inspections. Greene King, as the largest operator, had its share. But the problem runs deeper. Greene King sources meat through the same industrial supply chains as everyone else. When antibiotic-resistant salmonella findings emerged, Greene King wasn't named, but their suppliers almost certainly were. The company has made public commitments to higher welfare, but commitments aren't guarantees. When you're in your local Greene King ordering bangers and mash or steak and ale pie, you have no way of knowing which supply chain your meat travelled through. The Food Industry Initiative on Antibiotics, which downplayed contamination findings as a very small dataset, includes companies that supply meat to pubs exactly like these. The system protects the industry, not you. 6. Any restaurant not signed the Better Chicken commitment. This isn't a single restaurant. It's most of them. The Better Chicken commitment requires higher welfare standards, healthier, slower-growing breeds that don't suffer from crippling health problems of fast-growing industrial chickens. According to recent reports, only Marks & Spencer and Waitrose, among major UK retailers, have pledged this for 100% of the chicken they sell. That means Wetherspoons, Toby Carvery, Harvester, Premier Inn, Greene King, every single one has refused to make this commitment. Fast-growing breeds in standard chicken production suffer from heart failure, leg problems leaving them unable to walk, higher mortality rates, more disease. More disease means more antibiotics. More antibiotics mean more resistance. More resistance means when you get sick from chicken, the drugs may not work. The industry chose profit over welfare. When welfare suffers, safety follows. France implemented this. The UK mostly refused. The safe alternatives: Marks & Spencer, M&S Cafe. M&S is one of only 2 UK retailers to sign the Better Chicken commitment. 100% of their fresh chicken meets higher welfare standards, using healthier breeds with lower disease rates. When contaminated pork findings emerged, M&S wasn't named among retailers supplied by companies with positive salmonella samples. Their supplier requirements are stricter. Their testing is more rigorous. Their M&S cafes serve meat meeting these standards. You'll pay more, but you're paying for verified safety, not gambling with antibiotic resistance. Aldi, fresh meat only, cook at home. Recently, Aldi UK's CEO made a public pledge. We're guaranteeing that we won't lower our standards even if others do. Aldi's promise covers 100% of their everyday fresh beef, pork and poultry. All sourced from British farms, all Red Tractor approved. Here's the caveat. This applies to fresh meat you buy to cook at home. Their prepared food may come through different supply chains, and Aldi hasn't signed the Better Chicken commitment. For eating out, stick to M&S or Waitrose. How to protect yourself in 30 seconds. First, check the hygiene rating before you book. Free, public, online at ratings.food.gov.uk. Type in the restaurant name. Second, ask where the meat came from. Restaurants that can tell you the specific farm are safer than those serving blended EU and non-EU meat. If they can't tell you, they don't know what's in it. If they get defensive, walk out. Third, look for the Better Chicken commitment. Ask if they've signed it. Most haven't. The ones that have, M&S, Waitrose, are the ones you can trust. Which one surprised you most? Drop your experience in the comments. And if you want to watch another video like this one, click the video on the screen. Thanks for watching.